What happens when actions speak louder than words?
Let's talk about love and marriage the way that God intended. A life experience, here we share it. The No Fruit Podcast. Tune in from any platform. The No Fruit Podcast will help your spirit transform.
Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about what happens when your actions speak louder than your words, and that happens a lot for me because I don't talk a whole lot.
Right.
Maurice, you're more of the one who is the talker in the relationship. I'm more of the one who my love language is, I guess, acts of kindness, acts of love. So I'll get up and move about and do things as a way of showing that I'm thinking of you and that I'm caring about you, not necessarily always finding detailed words to say I love you. I say I love you. My mind may be thinking a lot of other things, but before it comes out of my mouth, it just comes out, I love you, So I might not say, oh, you look nice today. I'll just look at you and like, I love you. I'm thinking, oh, wow, you look nice, or that's a nice way you put your clothes together. I was about to say outfit, but I think that might be dating myself. So, again, I'll just look and say, I love you. I won't necessarily say other things. So those are my words. My words are very short. I don't have a very big range of ways to express myself. Again, as I stated, that most of my things are done by my acts of kindness, of making sure you get something nice and hot to eat. Like I, try to do that. When I don't do it, I feel off, to put it lightly. Some gestures of just holding hands, hugging, those are ways that I show myself without saying anything. I kind of do that versus saying a whole lot. And Maurice, you picked up on it after 20-something years. You were like, use your words, like I can come in for, something, and he'll be like, nope, use your words. Like, what do you want to... don't just poke your lips out, ask for a kiss, so, because I'm a little bit shorter than he is. So sometimes like just getting a kiss and not having to ask for one, is challenging. So sometimes I'll poke my lips out and be like,
if y'all can see it.
and I just wait, and he just looks, he'll make that same face and sound, like, what are you doing? Like, hello. And I still won't say I want a kiss or give me a kiss, because he'll say, you can get a kiss whenever you want. And so when I pick my lips out, that's what I'm requesting. So that's one of the things I think, but I think that can cause issues in a relationship, especially for somebody like Maurice, who wants those words to come. He wants to hear more than I love you. I think he wants to hear how I'm feeling and how he's making me feel, and not just, I love you, So those are some of the challenges that we have in our relationship, and trying to do better with that. And I think even some of the things that I've tried was text messaging. So sending messages throughout the day, whether it's my own words, whether it's words I found somewhere, whether it's a picture of something. And then he, I did that for a while, and he commented and said, I see you, you're thinking of me throughout the day. But then he challenged me again. He's like, well, how come you don't say it to my face? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, because I'm thinking it, I'm not saying it. Like, I can type it, but I can't necessarily say it. Like, it doesn't come out right to me. Like, when I'm typing it, I can type it and then backspace and be like, all right, that don't sound right. Let me put this together like this. Like, this sentence sounds better next to this sentence, or whatever. But me just rambling it out, like it doesn't come out right. And then you question it like, well, why'd you say that? And well, what made you say it that way? And, well, your face didn't say the way matching your words, or what else was on your mind when you were saying it? So, so sometimes I just don't say a whole lot because of those things, because my face may not match what my voice is and the words that are coming out of my mouth, my body language, my, gestures, whatever it may be, may not be as sincere or connected the way that he would think that it would be. So sometimes that pulls me back from saying things. And again, me just second guessing myself and whether or not it's coming out right allows me not to, or prohibits me from doing it as often as I'm sure you would like. And again, like I said, that's a challenge within our relationship. It's something that both of us work on, him knowing that I have that issue, and then myself knowing that I have that issue and I need to try to do better because he wants that more. And then likewise for me, because I like the physicality, I like the small gestures, not necessarily the words, that Maurice has to work on that for me, so giving me a hug, holding my hand, or caressing my head in my hair or whatever. Those things mean a little bit more than just saying, I love you, or him saying, you're so beautiful. Oh, I love what you have on. Like, okay. Not like that, but the other things, mean so much more. And the two together are like, woo, let's go. So it just, we both have to still adjust. Even these many years in, we're still adjusting. I think part of it because did I know that's what I liked when, I was still in my early 20s? No, I didn't know that's what I liked. But as I've gotten older and recognizing what it is that I like, I've found that that's what it is more so than the words. So yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, and it's hard because you constantly have to think about it. Right. You can't just naturally be your natural self because you have to think about, well, what does this person want, or what do they like? What is it that is needed in the relationship for them, not just for yourself, or what's easy, what comes natural for you. So you do have to think about it. And that sounds weird to be like, you got to think about how to love somebody who you love. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But in reality, that's what it is. You have to step outside of what is your normal, what comes easy for you. A lot of times what even you like, and you have to think about that person. Even if it is things that you like, you still have to think about it. Because if he and I had the same love language and we both like to talk, I still would have to think about, well, in what way does he want to hear it? Mm-hmm. And how often does he want to hear it? And, does he want it to be straight and direct, or does it want it to be full of fluff and stuff and eventually get to, how I feel after I sat there and talked to him for 30 minutes? Or should it just, straight, hey, this is how I feel, as soon as I see him, type of a thing. So, it can be a challenge, but it's a welcoming challenge for me at this point of trying to find ways to connect in that way. But again, do I think that do actions speak louder than words? For me, yes. But I think it depends on the individual, because I think Maurice, in some ways, would say the words mean more than the actions. You have anything to say about it, or?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Okay. So that's all I really want to say is that, I hope that you understanding that sometimes gestures and small acts of kindness can display how you really, really feel deep down inside without you saying a whole lot. And that sometimes nonverbal communication is just as important as verbal communication. So how do we ensure that we're truly being heard and seen, even when we're not saying anything? I think that's the really tough part, is knowing that that's happening and being sure that we're being seen and heard, even when I'm not saying anything.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the No Fruit Podcast, where we bring you fruitful conversations, ripened wisdom, and love that's deeply rooted. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration in their day. Until next time, stay rooted in love, and remember, every seed you plant today shapes the fruit of tomorrow.